On Christmas, my sister gave me a DNA kit. She said it was so I can accept. I do not belong here, Dad. Hello, my name is Jacob. A wrapped box landed in my lap with a thud. It was silver with a big red ribbon. Go on, my sister Chloe, smirked, her eyes sparkling. I tore off the paper and saw it, a DNA test kit. The man I knew as my father, Adam, laughed loudly. Now you can finally admit you don't belong here, he said with a cruel smile. My mother, Sarah, leaned in and whispered we always knew her voice like a sharp blade. My brother, Ethan, just smirked, looking pleased. Face it, he said, you're not one of us. Their laughter filled the room like smoke. I didn't laugh or cry. I reached under the table and slid a small black box across the shiny wood. Stopping it in front of Adam, open it, I said. His hands trembled as he opened the box, and the color drained from his face. His whole world was falling apart right there. I simply got up and walked away. But let me tell you how it all started. I was 11 when I first noticed something was off. The sudden quiet after I spoke. The way my parents looked at each other when neighbors said, he doesn't look much like you. I told myself it was my imagination, that love was stronger than blood. But love in that house was conditional. Chloe's mistakes were excused. Ethan's cruel behavior was ignored, and me, every success, every effort I made was dismissed as if it didn't count. You're trying too hard, Adam would say. You're different, Sarah would whisper. Different. That was their favorite word to use against me. The truth came out in small pieces. A late-night fight behind their closed bedroom door. Sarah's shaky voice, what if he finds out? Then Adam's low growl, he won't, we'll make sure of it. And then I found the letters hidden in the attic under old holiday decorations. Faded envelopes from a hospital. My real birth certificate, which didn't match the one they showed me as I grew up. I wasn't blind. I knew I wasn't their son. But the real betrayal wasn't the lie, it was how much they enjoyed it. They used my difference as a joke at every family gathering, a dark cloud over every holiday. So when Chloe gave me that DNA kit, a supposed joke, I knew it was intentional. It was a show, and I decided I would be the one to end it. I didn't get angry. I didn't yell. I just prepared. I hired a private investigator who was careful and skilled. He found secrets my family had hidden for years. Bank transfers, secret payments, and a name one. Man's name that kept appearing in old records and medical forms. It wasn't my name or my biological father's. It was Adam's. The man who raised me wasn't who he said he was. He wasn't even legally a father to anyone. He was living under a fake identity, a family built on lies. I collected everything. Documents, records, DNA reports that not only proved I wasn't their son, but also proved he wasn't who he claimed to be. Every piece was perfectly in place like a chessboard. Christmas became my checkmate. When Adam opened that black box, he wasn't looking at a gift. He was looking at his own life unraveling. Inside was a thick folder of official documents, his real name, his real background, and proof of the man he had left behind years ago. You? His voice cracked, the laugh gone. Where did you? How did you? Sarah's hand flew to her mouth. Chloe looked confused, and Ethan's curiosity turned to dread. I leaned back in my chair, feeling calm. You wanted proof I don't belong, I said. Here's proof you don't. The silence was complete. With every page he turned, another bit of color left his face. His fake identity, his past built on lies, everything was exposed. The DNA kit they used to mock me seemed like a toy compared to the evidence. I put on the table. You've been living a lie, I said, my voice steady. And now it's official, recorded and ready for everyone to see. He looked up at me, his eyes wide, desperate and afraid. The same man who spent years trying to make me feel small now looked like a terrified child. Please, he whispered, but I didn't listen, not anymore. I stood up and grabbed my coat and bag. You wanted to laugh at me, I said calmly, but now it's your turn to face the truth. I walked out as Chloe demanded answers. Ethan cursed and my mother cried into her hands. And Adam, no, the man pretending to be my father, sat frozen, clutching the black box that held his downfall. The consequences were swift. Investigators, lawyers, and neighbors started whispering when the news got out. His name was ruined, and his reputation was destroyed. I didn't have to do anything else. I had already won. All it took was one Christmas, one gift, one black box. They wanted me to doubt who I was. Instead, I made them doubt who they were. In the end, it wasn't me who didn't belong in that family. It was him. Because sometimes revenge isn't about yelling. It's about sliding a box across the table, watching their hands shake, and walking away as their entire world falls apart behind you. That was the gift I gave myself, and it was the best Christmas of my life. What lesson did you learn from this story? Please let me know in the comments.